Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Markets to Watch from Smack the Markets for week commencing the 29th of October. Now this week the markets have opened a little bit on the mixed side, which is not really surprising after the amount of movement and the amount of volatility that we've had last week, certainly towards the end of last week itself. This week, however, has already sort of created or started with a bit of excitement in the fact that Angela Merkel has announced that she's not going to stand for leader of a party for the next general election, and that's bound to create a bit of interest and a bit of movement there in the euro itself. So let's come and have a look at a couple of markets here that we're keeping an eye on this week in the trading room. So the first one is if we take a look at the US indices. The US indices here have sold off pretty hard last week, and it's probably a sort of a topic and a market of choice here for many traders at the moment. So if we look at this, we can see that the market now has broken underneath the key sort of 27.50 area that we were looking for support last week. Now the market found support here multiple times. It's broken underneath this now. It's even gone through 2700 here as well. So as it's underneath this area and it's had such a strong sell-off last week, I wouldn't be at all surprised if we get a retest of 27 in the short term. Possibly even if we can sort of get some bullish momentum, we might even get a retracement back up here to 2750. But there is some very, very significant resistance there above price around that area. So the market's going to have to be extremely strong to be able to get through here, to be able to change trend and continue higher. Now, of course, all things can happen, in the markets. And what I'm looking for really is opportunities in between and up to these sort of key levels. So I'm more looking at intraday plays, trading in between these sort of structure points until we sort of get some clear direction as to which way these swing markets are going. Now, let's come and have a look at the other couple of currency markets here that we're looking at too. Now, the US dollar has been very strong, and it's also been in some well-structured long trends here for some time. One of the dollar markets here that's probably not quite so popular to trade is the dollar Sing. Now, the dollar Sing has also been in a strong long trend as well. If we have a look at this on the weekly chart, we can see that the weekly chart structure here has been very clean. Moving averages are in the right order, and the market has just broken here a key significant level at 138. So you can see 138,000 here, this level. You can see how many times this has acted as support and resistance. The market's just above that level at this moment in time. So you can see here on the daily chart, 138. The market's just sitting right on top of that price point at the moment, and then here on the 4-hour chart too. So the 4-hour and the lower time frames are starting to put in some trend structure here with higher highs, higher lows. And what I'm looking for is if this trend continues and we get some decent trend structure forming on the lower time frames or the intraday time frames, then I'm looking for long positions on dollar Sing to be able to take advantage of a strong dollar market. Now, if we come and have a look at the euro here, and one of our favorite euro markets is euro against the Aussie. Euro against the Aussie, I think, is at a key decision point area at this moment in time. And again, there could be opportunities either for long or short opportunities, but these are going to be sort of like for longer term plays. Now, I'm going to come to the monthly chart first of all to try and sort of give some perspective on this. We can see that for the past sort of couple of years here that the market has been in a long trend. We've got higher highs, higher lows, moving averages in the right order. And the market has just broken above this key 160 level. So you can see that key 160 level here has been quite a significant price point for, well, going right the way back to, to the early 2000s. Now the market's just punched above there, and now it's retraced back into that sort of 160 price point. So the question is we going to find support here, or are we going to break underneath it and it's going to become resistance? So if we come down the lower time frames to the weekly, you can see that this sort of, well, I've got this level marked in just above 160, and you can see how the price is sort of kind of sitting on top of that area, top of that 160 level. It's also here though, on the weekly, it's looking like it's sort of setting up potentially for a new long move, possibly up to 164 and beyond. So it's into the moving averages here, sitting at a key decision point level. And certainly on that weekly chart, long moves look very favorable. However, when we come down to the daily chart and the lower time frames, the intraday time frames, we'll see that this level has been tested multiple times. We'll also see that we've got lower highs forming in price as the market's consolidating down onto the sort of structure here just above that 160 level. Even the indicators here are looking like there is momentum to the short side at the moment too. So for me, what I'm looking for here is to see how the market's going to play out here. Are we going to get a break of this level? If we do, we could see easily a quick move down to 159, which is the next structure point here on the daily, as you can see. And then underneath 169, possibly down to sort of 156. However, if the market can find support and the upward momentum prevails, then we could start to see long moves as that weekly trend sort of plays out, possibly up to 164 in the near term and maybe beyond in the longer term. So I'm keeping a close eye on these levels and these sort of opportunities here on Euro against the Aussie. So there's a few markets there that we're keeping a close eye on in the trading room. I certainly hope it helps and look forward to speaking to you next time. Bye for now.